Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. And Tim, it's good to have you. We're glad you showed up this morning. Welcome to the workshop meeting. It's August 4th, 2026 at 8 o'clock in the morning. And if you'll join me, we'll have a moment of silence and the pledge. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
I know we already did that once, but you can never have a moment of silence and thoughtful prayer enough. And if it was only true, the Zia symbol of, that would work out real good if it would, people would adhere to it. Roll call, please, Yvonne.
Mayor Crawford.
Here.
Counselor Salas.
Here.
Counselor Letterman. Counselor Brophy.
Here.
Counselor Hooker.
Here.
Counselor Corey.
Here.
And Counselor Sanchez.
Here.
You have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. Agenda item number 1 is discussion on adoption of Resolution 2026-160, a resolution authorizing and approving submission of a completed application for financial assistance and project approval to the New Mexico Finance Authority for refinancing of a HD 77 Ferrara ladder truck.
Mayor Crawford, members of the council, this is, we've already had approved the financial resolution from the prior company, but we're looking at moving it towards the New Mexico Finance Authority. So this is refinancing the $1.6 million ladder truck at a lower interest rate. So that's our plan, is to move forward with that. And I think it was going to save quite a bit. So we're going to attempt to make that happen. So.
Ron, do you know how much of a difference?
I think right now we were at 5.4, and I think we could get down to, what was it? Might have been 2.5, 2.9. So we're gonna, and Finance Authority, they're willing to work with us, and once we get all the final paperwork, and we'll submit everything to the Finance Authority and see what we can do. But I wanted to have the resolution already in place so we can at least try to do that.
And it was all worked out before because this came available, this truck, and so we had to jump on them real quick.
Do we have the truck, Chief?
Tell them about your little trip and how impressed
Yeah,
you
did
were.
you go up there and look at it?
Yes, sir. Mayor and council, good morning. Yes, we went up there and we looked at it. We picked out some different designs to basically lay out all the compartments and the tools and everything that it's coming with. And so basically it's all just sitting there waiting on some drawers. But we're gonna accept the truck because there's a back, I think it was like 16-week back order on certain drawers. So we said, oh, just give us the truck and we'll work with the truck the entire time. So the truck's gonna come down within the next week or so. And they're gonna have training, every single shift's gonna get trained on the truck, so.
And where is the truck gonna be
It's-
parked?
Station 2, which is off of White Mountain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it looks great from what he said. We're excited about that. Can you touch on another subject that's fire-related? The Utah Fire request by the state of New Mexico. Did we send anybody? Have we got any updates?
So last night, we got a request to help Utah out because they're, the whole northwest of the United States is burning right now. So the state sent a request for 2 engines to go and assist in Utah. We told them that we would send a truck and 2 personnel up there to help them, and we didn't get
You haven't?
we haven't got anything back if they've accepted us or if they already had 2 more. But we put our acceptance in last night, and we'll find out something today. Possibly leaving by this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
And do they pay us?
So we pay for everything initially, and then they reimburse.
And do we get paid for wear and tear?
Well, they pay for the apparatus, which pays for the wear and tear.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be sending one of the older trucks, the new trucks. It's the top
6.
top 6 truck. And I was just looking at that new shirt he's sporting over there. Have you seen the police officers' new muscle shirts that they have? Are those padded? Are they padded? I'm just wondering, dude. I just ask. You got to know. I mean, you look marvelous. So, you know, when we have people that they send in all the time, other states, they put out an all-call like we did, and all the fire departments that came in and rendered aid to us. So we looked at it yesterday on the internet, and it's really horrific what's been going on in Utah and Beaver, that whole area. Now they're experiencing floods. But, so he's got a couple of officers that said they would go if they needed us. And so we will get paid back. But after evaluation, the chief, the AC, talking to the firefighters, they felt like we could spare 2.
And it's a 2-week assignment, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they go 2 weeks, and sometimes they'll try to re-up us for an additional week. But, yeah, the resources are so thin throughout the United States that they're begging for anybody to come and help, so.
Yeah.
Well, God be with them.
And then are you sending water resource as well? Like the water, do they have their water gear in case it does flood?
No, they're just going for fire.
Okay.
They have to ask for them specifically
Yeah.
for if it's, are you wanting water rescue?
Okay.
Are you wanting type 6? Are you wanting line crew? Are you want support?
With Tinder or Class A, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a specific order.
Okay.
All right, thanks, chief. Any other discussion before we get a motion? Motion, please?
No, we're
I
not
think it's
gonna.
just
Oh, consent or regular? I'm way ahead of this.
consent.
Consent. Thank you, chief.
Yeah, thanks.
Item number 2, discussion on First Amendment to option and lease agreement between the Village of Ruidoso, the New Mexico Municipal Corporation leaseor, and Celco Partnership leasee to expand the leased premises to accommodate the installation of an emergency backup generator and related improvements.
Mayor and council, this item here is the Verizon tower over at the Little D tank, and they asked for an additional 10 by 10 to place a generator there at the towers. So this is the amendment. This will increase their monthly lease rate on the property for the placing that 10 by 10.
What were they paying?
I think it's 2,000 a month is what it is, and it'll increase it. So I think that's when I did the 2 negotiations on this one, and then the tank on the, what's the other one, Counselor Sanchez? Over at the other area that we went to back then?
The Grindstone tank? Was it Grindstone?
No, the one over there off of Tank Road, or what's it called?
Tank Road.
Tank Road, okay.
Yeah.
I think they were both negotiated about 2,000 a month for each one of them separate, so.
So it's going to be a total of $27,869.47 a year.
Correct.
And, Mr. Mayor, does that go back into general fund?
Yes.
And wasn't there a debate for the one at the police department? Whatever happened with that?
Mayor Crawford, Counselor Hooker, that one there was negotiated prior to when I started with the village, and that one there was it was very minimal. I think it was only like $750 or $800 a month, and they've had different companies calling, because these tower companies, they purchase these, every time you turn around, they're trying to call to purchase a tower, but that one there hasn't been negotiated. It's been since Chief McGill was at that time, so it's very minimal.
But do we have the ability to go back?
If they want to increase any of the area that they want to place a generator or whatnot, and then we'll renegotiate, but we'll have to have an attorney look at our contract to make sure that happens.
Thank you.
Consent.
Consent?
Sure.
Okay.
Are we going to do the first one on regular?
Consent.
Consent to.
Consent, okay.
Item number 3, discussion. Okay.
Basically, we just got accepted for that resource order. We're gonna be pre-positioned in Provo for this morning. We're gonna be leaving, today about 10.
And what firefighters do you have going?
It's gonna be Lieutenant Davis and firefighter Rodriguez.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks, Chief. Item number 3, discussion on restriction of vehicle access on the portion of the aircraft apron ramp adjacent to the terminal building. Mr. Lee.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I've brought this before council in the past. Now with our commercial aircraft here, with our service, we want to bring it back to the council. What I'm trying to do is restrict the access on the ramp adjacent to the terminal building, which is going to run from the west corner, the southwest corner of the ramp, and it'll go all the way out to the grass area towards the taxiway and runway, and then go east all the way over to the ARF building. We get a lot of people that just want to drive out there with their vehicles to go plainside. We did purchase a limousine golf cart several months ago to try to alleviate that, and we pick the people up at their plane, take them out to their car, vice versa. So I've been working on trying to cut down on that traffic. The arguments are getting more difficult to have with people. Why can't we do it? Why can't we do it? And I'm asking for a council to approve the adoption of restricting that access. So if I have council buy in on it and y'all agree with it, then it'll make it easier to shut down the people just driving out on the ramp.
Councilor Hooker?
So this isn't just Lee waking up one morning and going, you know what? I don't like people doing that.
No, sir.
There are other things behind this to include, now that we have the air carrier going in there, the safety aspect of it, and just general overall, it's just not what you do.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you said the reasons behind all of that, we need to be really specific, because I have a letter here from Johnny Gray that he goes to all these regional airports, Del Rio International, Asheville, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Stuart, Florida, and a whole list of them that he's able to drive out to his airplane, get in his airplane, and leave. And so he doesn't understand what's the difference, because they're all, what do you call them? 139?
139A.
And so I get asked this question repeatedly, all the time. And I don't have a good answer, except for it's that we don't want to, and it's the FAA. But when I call Jane, she doesn't have an answer, and she's going to check into it, and she says it's up to us. Is that not true?
So, Mayor, Council, if I may, so we're not restricting vehicles on the entire apron, just specifically for where the commercial aircraft is going. So
Until the commercial aircraft is gone?
to where it parks, to where it goes. So that area directly south of the terminal to the taxiway, and then east to the ARF building. There shouldn't be any privately owned vehicles in those areas at all. Especially during the summertime months, you know, we have ARF aircraft out there supporting fire operations throughout the state. So we're not restricting access to the entire apron, just one specific portion directly south of the terminal. Privately owned vehicles can still access the apron through gates 3 and 4 to go
Which
to the
one
west
is,
side.
3 is by the fuel tank? Is that on the east side of the airport?
It's on the west side. 3 is
So
the
it's-
one down by
That's down by
the
the,
big hangar with the red
hangars.
trim,
so they can still go in 3 and 4.
and 4 is the next one up.
And so
right
when they
across from
come
the parking
over,
lot.
they can, underneath the, what do you call that? The covered parking where the planes go underneath and they chain them down?
You could go there, yes.
Yes, that area is still open for privately owned vehicles.
Okay, so how does a plane, let's say King Air, where do they go?
The King Airs are usually parked out on the back line. Did y'all get,
Yes, it's right here.
okay, so if you look,
Can't open mine, but,
So from the southwest corner of the terminal, the line goes straight out. That will be like a driving lane or a restriction line. So the King Airs park to the west of that line.
Okay.
Now, the big jets, all the citations, everything, they generally park along that, you see that concrete strip that's running kind of north and south. That's generally where all the jets are parked when they come in. We may have to rearrange how we park people to where if they absolutely want to have access to be able to drive to their airplane, then we may have to redo our parking to where we park them all on the west side and then leave that entire apron with no aircraft on it except for the commercial aircraft,
I
which
don't
is.
understand what the big deal is. If we've got a nice cart that goes and gets them and takes their luggage and everything and then brings it back, I don't get it.
Well, it's convenience. It's what's normal in all the other airports. I've called, I've talked to Santa Fe, all these other airports, and they allow it. And I've flown it several times from here to Santa Fe. They have a rental car that comes right up and picks you up in an area. And so if we have an area that we can advertise that these guys know this is when you land, you pull over here, their car can come pick them up. It's a huge difference when you're carrying your luggage and you fly in. And it's, it's not like walking off the gangway into the airport terminal, walking down and getting your stuff. This is, you have to unload all your stuff, put it on the golf cart, and it's a nice extended golf cart. But I just don't have a good argument besides because. That's all I hear is because we don't want it. And so I'm just needing a good answer because I'm tired of, when I have a debate with these people, and that's what it is, and they show me facts and give me phone numbers, and I call and talk to other airports, and they go, yeah, we'll let them go out there. They have an area. And so if we're going to give them an area, they just need to know about it. Hey, you pull in way over there, your flight, your cargoes get you, it gets you out of here.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, that's exactly what we're proposing.
Okay,
So-
but I don't see it, you need it drawn out. It needs to be shown to everybody, and I don't know how you relay that the first time. That's the problem that we have is people have been coming up here for years and now then they can't.
Well, I guess that's what my question was, and I thought it was answered. This isn't just us nimbly going, hey.
Well, it is kind of. It is
Okay, so-
saying that, because we've been forcing this long before we had Contour.
Mm-hmm.
And now then it's, that we have an area that's designated that if you're gonna come you pick somebody up or drop them off, you gotta come over here. We just gotta figure out how do we talk to those people?
Okay.
Or how do you designate that area, right, to come through and into the parking area or pickup or drop-off area, so on and so forth? Because we don't, Lee, and Mr. Mayor, Lee, do we have multiple private jets coming in simultaneously to where there wouldn't be any time to load or unload or anything like that?
At times, we do have several coming in simultaneously.
Can they stay in like taxi, would it be called taxiing, right, where they would just wait their turn to pull into the designated loading and unloading area?
They're not gonna want to.
Yeah,
No.
that would be rather difficult.
Okay,
Once they get on the ground, they want
That
to
would
get out
require
of the plane.
ground crews to be able to direct traffic.
gotcha.
They don't have that kind of support out there.
Okay, so right now you're saying if there's multiple private jets flying into the airport, they're landing not simultaneously, but darn close, and then you just have a whole mess of private vehicles driving all over the tarmac?
At
Is that
time, that's-
physically what's
It
happening?
has been that way, yes.
In the past, we've had them pull out there and leave their car. It's
Right.
only gonna be gone for, Flat of Roswell, do something, come right back, and just leave it right in the way. Well, we've got that fixed. That's not
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, I agree, but let's not do that, right?
Yeah,
Let's
and
not
so
leave personal
we
assets
want to make
on
sure that, and our airport is growing, I get it. It's just that we seem to make decisions nobody knows about. And then when they show up, that's when it all breaks loose. He's doing decisions on his own, and then they call me and it's like, no, we approved all of this stuff. Well, how come I don't know about it? So I don't know how we notify them. How do we stay in touch with these people?
Best thing I can think of is once a decision is made on how we're gonna do it, and we put it out on social media, we get it to Carrie, and
What about sending it
put
to all
out
the
the
ones
best
that
we
have
can.
hangers?
I have done that in the past before. You know, when we put in the gate card, we went through all this.
Same thing
the
again.
Same thing. And I still have hangar tenants that will drive across the ramp and drive onto the section of the ramp that we're discussing here today to drive over and look at an airplane and drive around an airplane. And that's things like that.
So how do we enforce it? As the police officer in the shirt back there will tell you, we got to have a rule to enforce. What's our enforcement mechanism?
So Mayor, Council, if I may, so that's part of what this resolution that Lee is asking for, or this discussion. The ramp would have demarcation lines painted on it to separate the two areas. And then there would be ample signage out there to restrict, to specifically call out privately owned vehicles about not accessing these areas.
But if
So-
they do,
But if they do, then they will be forced to leave.
And we will revoke their gate.
okay,
Card.
that's that's the rules that we need to put out.
And those
Because you will
rules-
have people push you, and I don't want it to become an argument. It's that you have the authority to do these things, and here's the rules. That's the whole point. These people don't recognize the authority because they fly to all these big fancy airports, small, medium, large, and they can do this, and they just don't see the airport folks as, I don't have to listen. So I want them to be able to have the authority that if they break this authority that is documented, we need to set this up, and then when you revoke their pass key, then we can have a talk with them. And then, I don't know if we have a fining mechanism, we don't have one now, but we just need to make sure these people understand that this is the way it is. It's not just because it's our opinion. And even though it's the village's airport and all of these things, because I get these calls from all these folks that y'all all know around here all the time, and I don't have a good enough argument.
Isn't
If
it
we
for
have it, we will.
safety?
Well, it is safety, but some of them aren't driving around the airport. That's not calm. That's one or two people. They've been flying their airplane in here for years, and a lot of times they'll drop part of the family off, and then they go back and get the rest wherever, and then their car comes and picks them up and takes them all, and then it goes and flies off.
And that person's gonna say, I do this everywhere, I understand, I'm a pilot, I know your limits of how close and how far away you get from an airplane. I know I don't get on an active taxiway.
And you're supposed to
I
be a
know all
tourist
this.
community, you're in hospitality, and I'm like, yes, you're right. And then I say, but, and then they say, but it's, the other airports, they do the same thing. And so it's like in Santa Fe, you pull in, you pull in and you go straight, and that's where those planes go. If you go to the left, that's where the other planes are taking off.
And that's
And I
exactly.
know we're not like that,
Well,
but that's what we're trying to do.
set up.
And so we somehow, and I asked those guys, how did you know where to go? And they said, well, that's the way it's always been. I didn't see, there's a sign, but one sign. And they had a closed gate with people standing, and we don't have that. And so there's trust. I just want to make sure you're prepared, our people out there are prepared, so you don't have to get angry, no motion. Here's the rules, have it handy to hand it to them, and that if they do breach that, then you let us know, and when you cut their gate key off, then they come in and we have a talk.
Or if I may, whenever we started the gate cards, there's a set of 20 rules, basically, that went along with those gate cards, that everybody that got a gate card had to initial off on each one of those restrictions, rules, whatever you want to call them, in order to obtain the gate card. And it is in there that if they violate, then their gate cards will be revoked.
Okay?
We never really set up a time frame of how long or how many times we would revoke it before they have to walk to their hangar. We didn't really set up anything like that. And that so far has not been enforced, as you know, because of the phone calls that we keep receiving on this. One thing that I would like to put, I've got wrote down here, Under the FAA 14 CFR Part 139 Certification of Airports, excuse me, the airport operations area requires strict safety, marking, and access rules. Airports must control ground vehicles and pedestrians, maintain paved and unpaved surfaces, manage wildlife hazards, ensure proper lighting and signage, and control foreign object and debris, FOD, to protect commercial aircraft operations. The aircraft ramp is a part of the AOA, and it is up to the airport sponsor to ensure the safety protocols are in place. So to your prior question about the FAA and talking to Jane, and nobody's really got an answer, well, the answer is the FAA says that we will protect our airport, and it's up to us how we do it.
To the FAA?
Sir?
Up to us or up to the FAA to how we do it?
It's up to us, basically, how we protect our airport. It's on us to protect our airport, and it's up to us as to.
Well, the last thing we
how
want
we're
to
gonna
happen
do that.
is, I forgot what airport where the truck was flying down somewhere, going somewhere, and the plane was taking off, killed everybody. We don't want any of that, okay? I just want to make sure that it's marked, so they have it, they know that it's been approved, and that we have it clearly marked where they
Yes,
go.
sir. So on the, what I'm looking at is from the southwest corner, I'll get a sign and put it right there at the edge of the sidewalk, the southwest corner of the building. And it'll say no unauthorized or no personally owned vehicles beyond this point. And then I've got a meeting with the FAA, our inspector this afternoon, and our engineers, and they've already drawn up, I think that's the map y'all have, the rendering of what they're looking at to do like a highway stripe across there, which will be a zipper line or a straight line. A zipper line is a movement, non-movement marking, which will be from the southwest corner straight out to the grass and then across the backside. And then on the other side, there'll be a double white line, which will be a driving lane. And our vehicles will follow that driving lane. Right now, our vehicles, our guys will drive.
Cross it.
And so we're putting a stop to that too. It's not just gonna be the public that we're not gonna allow to drive across the middle of the ramp. It's gonna be airport personnel too. They will follow the same restrictions as the public does. The only vehicles that will be allowed to just drive across there are fuel trucks,
Emergency
fire trucks. Hopefully they never drive across there.
Okay.
And if I may again, understand, I don't think this is us going, we don't support you.
No.
This is just, we need to have every answer we can so that when the phone calls come in, you can say, no, here's why. Because nobody wants to hear, well, because I said so. We didn't like that when your mom and dad did that to you. Nobody likes it when
didn't change
the
anything,
village
though, did it?
says because we said so. So I think we're just wanting to make sure you got the ability to stand back and go, no, right here. Other than just us going, okay, well, we're going to say that's how it is.
And that's what we do, is that it's set in policy, and then when they go on and tell me, I said, well, that's the policy. And then, were you not staying in the accessible areas? Were you in the restricted areas? And then if it's cut off, we come in and we sit down and have a discussion. And some of those people I've gone to meet with, and then when they see that I'm not backing off of it, they don't talk to me anymore, so welcome to mayorhood, one of y'all, is they don't want to talk to you anymore, but you have to enforce the rules. But I want you guys to not have to, it's not an emotional deal, it's the rules, but I want to be able to forecast it, to advertisement, so we have a speed limit sign or whatever. And then, when we went to Denver, you saw the lanes that they had, that when the bus picked us up, it went strictly down the lanes, it stopped at a certain point, the planes would go by, all of that. So you're talking about having something small scale like that?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I want to do, because if you can make it through this grilling, and those other ones coming in and they're hot, and some of them are little old ladies with their dogs is another issue. And I love dogs, but they shouldn't be running around free, and so we have to impress on those people that it's not an opinion, it's what we're doing, and here's why, and I'm sorry, you're going to have to respect it. And so that's the whole point of this, is to make sure that you're armed, y'all, the guys out there understand, and that work there, so that you have the information in print and posted.
Yes, sir.
So that's the main thing I want to make sure, because when I get these letters, and it's hard to argue with them when I call the airports and talk to them, but then the one thing they do have different is it does have an area that they're used to going to.
Correct. And like Santa Fe, the area that you're referring to is leased by the FBO. It's not the commercial ramp. With us, and I've had the conversation standing out on the ramp, you know, there's not a commercial plane here,
Yeah.
and my plane is GA, so why can't I drive out to my plane? Where am I supposed to park? Well, the way ours is set up, we really can't, we don't have the room. I mean, we got a massive ramp, but that area takes up the biggest part of our ramp. And that's where everything has been situated, the terminal, the ARF building, everything is situated pretty much in the same place. So in order to change it around to where if they're coming in a big jet and they want to drive to their plane, then we'll just have to move them to the west side of the field and put all of the GA stuff on the west side of that line.
GA is general aviation.
Yeah, and then you do have some of those that stay overnight,
Yes.
that they park them over there on that west side.
Yes, sir.
No, the east
So,
side, it's the east side.
It's over here,
West side. West of the terminal area where the,
there.
The ones that I've seen are over here.
Exactly. That's the east side. That's where when they park there.
so you're talking about, yeah,
they
along
back up
that
to the
concrete
fence
strip?
kinda.
Yeah,
Yes. So those are, like I'm saying, if we want to, we can push those if they absolutely need to drive out to their vehicle or to their plane with a vehicle, then we'll have to push those over to that other side of
well,
that
those
line.
planes that come in and they let all the people off, you know, the whole 13 people or whatever, and the pilot's staying overnight for the weekend, where do they park in their plane? Because I've seen those planes parked on that east side over there.
And that's where they generally park, is right
Okay.
off that concrete strip.
Okay.
That's been the norm, the way it's been set up for, I'm guessing, since
Yeah, I know, that's-
1987.
But when we were talking west, that's why I was confused if we were going to move them over to the other side. I didn't know where.
But on the west side is where the tee boxes are, which
Yeah.
you really can't see, and the tie downs where all the chains are
Yeah.
at. So on the back, what we call the back line, the closest to the grass median, that's where we put the big guys like the King Airs.
Okay.
The next one up is generally where they park the twins, the smaller twin-engine aircraft, and then the next line up is where they park the little guys like the Cessna 172s, the single prop jobs, stuff like that. And like I said, the jets, we can actually move them over
Okay.
to that side if we run into the part where I am going to drive my vehicle out there, because we have had people come in and will park their car under the awning out front, and they'll get off their plane, and they have a vehicle parking spot across the way, so they have a gate card. So they'll walk out the front door, get in their vehicle, and drive out to their plane. We didn't take it to them, so they'll go out there and get it and drive it to their plane anyway. And, you know, things like that, it's like, pardon the, it's more like a slap in the face, is what it feels like. Well, we're gonna do what we wanna do, whether you like it or
But we'll
not.
have signs where they can pull the plane, park it, and do that?
Whenever planes come in, 99% of the time, my
You're
guys
there.
are out there marshaling them in and telling them where to park.
Okay.
So as far as that goes, if we want to switch it up to where we park them on a different part of the ramp to where they can drive out to their car, we can do that.
Well, I thought that's what we were just discussing, that there is going to be a place they can marshal their plane over to, and they can drive out to get it. You are?
Yes, sir, we can do that.
Okay, well, we're not changing it up. That's what you have on this, right? You just confused me with that last statement.
I'd like a better map, if that's at all possible. I think that this map is super generalized. I think it's just a giant marked off area. Lee's talking about identifying multiple different types of services that the airport will now be offering, or having a pickup and drop off areas and restricted spaces. And all I see is a big gridded map sitting out there on the airport, and there's no specificity in this map at all on where things will be, where they'll be tied down at. Lee, I hate to do that to you to make a better map for me, man, but I can't visualize what you're saying we can do, we will do, we won't do. It could be over here, it could be over there. For me personally, I have to have better identifiable areas on this map to get on board for this.
So can you just work on the map, and then you understand the question is, if there's going to be a place for a plane that's going to fly in, that there is a place that we're going to mark it, here's how we're going to mark it. They can go in that gate, which you said was three?
Three or four.
And four.
And four, that they can go in here, get access, but past this painted line, no go.
Yeah.
And then we'll have it in the rules that, this could cause your key pass to be restricted or voided or whatever. And then we'll just be ready for discussion next week.
I mean, I'm with it. At the end of the day, if we need to cordon off this area for the commercial flights coming in and out, we need to give that every opportunity that it can. But we also can't we can't shut down our private planes from coming in and getting that plane side service that they've been used to for so long, because that's going to make them go other places. So if there is another identifiable area that they can do their plane side service that's not going to affect the commercial terminal, then I would love to see that identified. Like you said, if they come in gate 3 and leave out gate 4, and that's just how and I don't know the airport like you do, obviously. I'm just, I'm going off what you're saying. But if we can have private planes in this area where where Mrs. Whoever can get off with little Fifi, and Fifi can jump in the car and they can roll out and do their thing, let them do that off to the side that's out of that identified commercial area. I think that would be great. And obviously for our tourists coming in, if we have this wonderful map with all these identified areas, we can be like, hey guys, private's on this side, commercial's on this side. You guys aren't affected or changed in how you're used to doing things. It's just in a new area. I would love to see that on the map as well, or in the agenda item, personally.
And Lee, you're working with Tim and Mike on this?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, just work with them and let's get that going.
Done. And when I read this, I just really thought we're just restricting gate 6. I mean, it says it right there. That's for authorized vehicles only. There's the driving lane for all the vehicles. Everybody come in through 3 and 4.
I mean, which is great, right? Like,
Yeah.
shut down 6, that's for authorized personnel only,
That's
for
the
sure.
way I read it.
Okay, regular.
Regular item. And I'm sorry we beat that to death, but I've had this conversation for the last year and a half. And, I just don't like telling them this is the way it is. I want a thought through so that you guys have a defensible position, that you don't have to, and those people are going to get upset, then they call and we can be consistent. That's all I want.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you, Lee. I know you wanted to make another map, that's why.
Item number 4 is discussion on Verde Development Limited Company, DBA Jack's Venues, annual liquor license, LIQ2025-3, $250 renewal fee and failure to pay.
That's after 2 notices, correct?
Yes, so the liquor license are good annually from July 1st through June 30th. The initial invoices went out in May. By July, for those who hadn't paid, I started making phone calls. I did get a hold of a manager at Anaheim Jacks and let them know both were due. They said they'd either come in and pay it or be giving me a call back. Still hadn't heard anything. Sent out a certified letter. I never got the return receipt, nothing like that. We put it on the agenda, and he came in yesterday and paid.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Okay.
So we could cancel this out.
Okay, so we'll remove item number 4. So going from that premise, item number 5, discussion on Anaheim Jacks LLC DBA Anaheim Jacks annual liquor license LIQ7 for $250 renewal fee and failure to pay. You paid that one too?
Yes, and same with them, several attempts to contact them and get them to.
No, I know you had been, so,
They
okay.
finally came in yesterday and paid.
Okay, any comments? Okay, so those 2 items will be removed. Okay. We'll move on to the regular meeting agenda. So we'll have the consent regular items. Governing body minutes, July 14th, July 30th, special meeting, August 4th, special meeting, August 4th, workshop meeting. Item number 2, approval of request to schedule public hearing on September the 8th, 2026 to appeal the denial of a variance by the Planning Commission case PV-2026-09177 Juniper Road, Lot 11, Block 14, Unit 2, or is that 11? I would say that's Unit
I
2?
believe it's 2, but I'll double check on
Yeah, I
that,
think
make sure
it's
it's
2.
correct for next week.
Of the Ponderosa Heights subdivision, Ruidoso, New Mexico. And so we'll have that on there. We'll get to see Mr. Camacho do that. Item number 3, approval of request to schedule a public hearing on September 8th, 2026 for adoption of ordinance 2026-11, an ordinance amending the Village of Ruidoso Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 54, Land Use, Article 2, Land Development Code, Division 4, Zoning District, Section 54-72, Overlay Zones, repealing Section 54-72F6 Overlay Zones.
Mayor Crawford, what this is when we adopted the change in the ordinance to the STR just last month, I believe it was. It got put in there that they didn't have to have a business registration. I guess we missed that.
That was
so
an
this-
accident,
Yes,
yeah.
so this is taking out that part to make sure they get a business registration. That's the only change.
In Mayor and Council, it was a typo.
Sources them in, and we
It was
still
a
miss
typo, and Chris Camacho worked with the attorney, and they got it. He did the rewording on it, and this will be taken for a public hearing,
Okay,
so.
okay, public hearing. And I would like to just say, Chris Camacho's doing an outstanding job. He is Johnny on the spot. Public input, and then we'll have mayoral reports and presentation. New employees and promotions, we always love that. Presentation, item number 2, presentation on the Upper Sudeth Revitalization Project. Gene Polk will be here with Stantec.
In Mayor and Council, he'll be providing the final design. He'll go over the project, and hopefully by August 30th, I believe we'll have the design completed, stamped, and we can look towards trying to seek grant funding for this project, so.
Those folks have worked on that it's been several years now.
Yeah.
Excellent. Board and commission appointments, do we have any openings?
We still have the at-large position on the utility committee.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that one. I was going to ask Joe, but I forgot. Managers report, so if you come up with something specific that you want to hear about.
Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Ron, since we don't have any code enforcement officers, so who's keeping up with the blighted properties that we have, that we've had letters? I mean, who's keeping up with that so that doesn't go to the wayside?
Mayor Crawford, Councilor Lutterman, Chris Camacho and Heath are working on that. We can have them give an update on properties they're working on.
And especially the one up by Spring Road off of Wingfield Park. There was like 3,
Trailer houses or
Yes.
whatever.
Boy Scout
Yes.
property, I think's what they called it.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And then, No-Gal, I want to know what's going on there.
100?
Yes, it doesn't look like much.
So this is an update to the ones that are not the clean and lean, the other ones, correct?
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are,
this
they're on the
is-
clean and lean too,
Yeah,
but they've been
yeah,
on there a while.
Yeah,
So the 100 Ogal on the Spring Road, okay,
for sure.
okay.
Anything else y'all can think of?
I had asked if we could get an update on the Elk Meadows.
You want to see if we can get Richard,
I'll try to see if I can get Richard, maybe just zoom in or whatever we need to do, and he can give a update.
and he's due to come to town pretty quick. We're looking at options that he's going to give us some renderings on some proposals on other
Good.
properties.
We called to ask about the apartments when we need to get on the, and we did not receive any callbacks at all.
Okay, so on the information I provided to you, you didn't get a, okay.
Because the other day I was there, I think he said they had 85 people on the waiting list.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I met with some,
Out of 72 units.
some of the executive council meetings of the tribe. Took them over there and he mentioned that. We went through the very back building. And there's a lot of activity going on. They're really making it happen.
Did they say anything about how expensive they were going to be?
Well, we've talked about it numerous times, anywhere from $900 to $1,200
Somewhere in that range.
for the 3-bedroom. We went in the 1-bedroom, went in the 2-bedroom, and the 3-bedroom.
Okay,
And so, but anywhere from, I can't remember if you said 8 or 9. 900 is what we've been talking about to 1,200.
okay.
So, and then I will let you know, with that, part of that was the 20%,
Voucher.
voucher program. And we were told that there are no more vouchers at the housing conference, that they had messed it up. So we cornered Chris with the New Mexico Housing, what's his title?
He's there, he's our regional with the,
I
Southeastern
don't know, man,
Housing.
the names, they change them around.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's the one that helped us do the presentations in the very beginning when we started this process years ago. And he was telling us there was no go, so we stayed after him, and I've called him several times. He said, I'm gonna find you some. I'll find them. So, I don't know, but we're gonna get them, but that's one of the components to keeping that rent. And that's what, I told him, that's what we've
Yeah.
been selling it on. That's what it was done on. Richard and them don't seem to, Ashton, the guy, with the Elk Meadows money, doesn't seem to be too concerned at this time about it. And because they still have another probably 8 months to finish them. And
So you don't think they'll be done by December?
no,
That's what he told us when we went to see it.
he did say by December?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Be crazy if they could.
Well, that'd be great. I guess as long as the ice doesn't show up. Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Last time I showed up, we had a lot of people leaving. So, the different crews that came in. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll check on, I just didn't think they would have it. I mean, that's humping it.
Yeah, that's what,
Especially since y'all can't get 603 Meacham in. It's y'all. Y'all need to get a hold of that program. Which there he is. I see Levi Hudden back there. Okay, anything else you can think of you want from the village manager report? We'll have a 603 update. Hopefully by then we've paved. And I know we had a lot of people waiting on that.
you're dead.
Anything? Nothing? Okay. Reports from municipal officials, so have your witty responses ready. Public hearings for consideration of transfer of ownership of interlocal dispenser type liquor license number DIS-001010 on-premise consumption with patio service and license, number DIS-000985 with on-premise consumption and without patio service for Cattle Baron Restaurants, Inc., for operation of said licenses for DBA Cattle Baron Steak and Seafood. Did we not already do this?
I thought we did that one.
We did a request for the public hearing. Now this is the public hearing.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's the difference than what they're doing now?
They're switching.
There is a change of ownership.
Yeah.
And the only information I have is an email address, but their attorney will be online, so you can ask her those, she'll be able to tell you exactly what's going on.
Cattle Baron doesn't have a patio.
Who?
Barley's does. though.
Barley's does.
Thank you. I forgot they're the same corporation.
And used to, years ago, you could go up behind K-Bob's where the waterfall's at,
Yeah.
and you could sit back there. So I don't know. I don't know if it was his passing or if they've sold some. I don't know what's going on over there, but maybe we can find out. Item number 2, public hearing for consideration of a restaurant A, beer and wine liquor license with on-premises consumption only with patio service, number BLA 5-21197 for Rosa's Restaurante LLC for operation of said license at 522 Suttereth Drive, Ruidoso, New Mexico. I'll be glad when that one gets there. Food's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody else? Okay. Then we'll have our regular items. We'll have closed session, limited personnel matters, subject to attorney-client privilege pertaining to threatened or pending litigation in which the Village of Ruidoso is or may become a participant, discussion of the purchase, acquisition, and disposal of real property and/or water rights by the Village of Ruidoso. Anything else you can think of we need to discuss that's not listed in that?
Can't
Okay.
think of it.
All right. That concludes. Does anyone else have anything?
Mayor, I just want to remind you, I'll be absent that meeting. They have no internet on Long Pond.
Where the heck's Long Pond? Oh, is that where the
Plymouth-
Pilgrims landed
Plymouth-
on the Plymouth Rock?
Yeah, Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Okay. Well, have fun up there.
That's a cool place. I like that.
It's a cool place. They call it a pond. It's a mile long and 3/4 of a mile wide.
It's a lake here.
Oh, man, and I think it's 40 feet deep. Jeez. Fresh water.
Well, we appreciate it, and just keep all the states that are in the fires. I mean, if you look at the maps, it's terrifying. And prayers be with our guys that are on their way to Utah. Colorado's on fire, and Washington, Oregon, California. So count our blessings, folks. We're doing pretty good. And we appreciate everybody at the EOC showing up, doing what you do every time we go from 4 to 3 to 2. And then nothing happens, thank goodness. And so, well, Bianca's here. Bianca, how is your opinion on 603? Did they fix all the stuff that you, no?
Okay, bye.
Okay, okay,
Later. Oh, thank you.
okay, all right.
Is she pleading the fifth? Is that what she?
Yeah, she's doing it. All right, that concludes the agenda for today. This meeting is adjourned.
Ba-dum-bum.